This is the most famous face in science: wild hair, tired eyes, a mind that bent time itself. But he didn't start out as a famous genius. He learned to speak later than most children, and as a young boy he was quiet and unusual. He was an independent student his teachers never quite knew what to do with. He failed the broader entrance exam to a technical school, even while excelling in mathematics and science. And the man who would rewrite physics couldn't get a job in it. By the end, one quiet idea he had at a desk will help explain the light from every star you've ever seen. But first we start at the beginning. He was born in Germany in 1879. Albert was a quiet boy who spoke later than other children. But inside that quiet head, something was already turning. At 5, his father gave him a compass. The needle always pointed the same way, pulled by something invisible. Most children shrug. Albert never forgot it. That hidden force became the question of his whole life. The silent boy wasn't empty. He was listening. Then came school, and it never quite fit him. German classrooms drilled obedience, repetition, and rules. Albert questioned everything and bored easily. Teachers saw a daydreamer who wouldn't fall in line. An independent mind they didn't always know how to handle. As a teenager, he left his school in Germany behind. Around that age, he pictured himself chasing a beam of light through space. What would light look like, he wondered, if you could ride beside it? That daydream was not a distraction, it was the seed of relativity. The boy schools couldn't tame was teaching himself the universe. Surely a mind like that walked straight into a great career. He didn't. Einstein finished his studies, but no university would hire him. He sent letters begging for work and got rejections. For 2 years he scraped by with tutoring and odd teaching. Finally a friend pulled strings to land him a job. Not in a lab. In a patent office, stamping other people's inventions. He sat at a wooden desk reviewing clocks and machines. And in that ordinary room, the most extraordinary year in science was about to begin. The world had no idea who he was. In 1905, while still at the patent office, Einstein published paper after paper. He studied how tiny particles jitter and dance in water. Work that gave powerful support to the reality of atoms. He showed that light comes in tiny packets, not a smooth stream. He explained that time itself slows down the faster you move. A clock on a fast train ticks slower than one on the ground. This was no longer daydreaming. This was the new physics. One unknown Clerk, in 1 year, broke the rules everyone trusted. Out of that same year came one short line. E equals mc squared. It says mass and energy are the same thing. A tiny amount of matter holds a staggering amount of energy. Multiply that mass by the speed of light, squared. The number is almost unimaginable. This is the principle that lets fusion deep inside stars release enormous energy for billions of years. This is the engine inside every star in the night sky. And remember that compass from when he was 5? The invisible force he chased as a boy now powered the cosmos. The loop closed at a patent clerk's desk. But Einstein wasn't finished with the universe. He asked a stranger question. What is gravity really? For 10 years he wrestled with the math, filling pages, hitting walls. He imagined falling, and clocks ticking differently, and space itself bending. Then came the answer. Gravity isn't a pull. Heavy objects bend the space around them like a weight sinking into a sheet. Planets roll along those curves. Even light must bend when it passes a star. In 1919, astronomers watched starlight near the sun during an eclipse. Their measurements appeared to confirm his prediction that gravity bends light. Overnight, the quiet boy became the most famous scientist on Earth. But fame did not mean peace. Einstein was Jewish, and Germany was turning dark. The Nazis burned books and branded his science a lie. A price was placed on his head. In 1933, he fled to America and never returned home. He spent his final decades at a quiet desk in Princeton. He understood that nuclear physics could unlock immense energy, and he feared what governments might do with that power. The man who helped reveal the energy inside matter dreaded how humans would use it. He died in 1955, still scribbling equations beside his bed. The quiet child who spoke late, the independent student schools never knew how to handle, the clerk no university wanted. He bent time, weighed light, and lit up the stars on paper, and that single line, E equals mc squared, still helps explain the glow of every sun you will ever see. Not because he was born a genius, but because he never stopped asking the questions other people dropped.